Louisiana Beer Reviews, Schlitz Bull Ice canned version. Schlitz Bull Ice ice malt liquor. Bull Ice malt liquor. Sort of like Colt 45 double malt. Yeah, Colt 45 double malt liquor. The original Schlitz malt liquor came out in 1965. Here's an older bottle from around 1996, 97. 12-ounce bottle I bought up there in Shreveport. In 1982, Schlitz Brewing Company was bought out by Schlitz Brewing Company. Then, 17 years later, in 1999, Pabst Brewing Company bought out Schlitz. So this is the third. They are now under their third ownership. Schlitz, Joseph Schlitz Brewing Company from 1965 to 82 with the Schlitz malt liquor, and then Stroh's in the 80s and 90s, and Pabst today. Little history on this. I don't know if, well, I do know this used to be lower alcohol because I had some literature from the 90s, and it used to be like 7.8%. Now it's 8.2. So I guess this was always 5.9. I don't know. The Red Bull was introduced in 1985. It was called Schlitz Red Bull. It's a little different formula, they said, for an extra long finish. I don't really understand what that means, but they talked about that in the 1990s literature, and that's touted on their webpage today. XL, also 5.9% alcohol. The Gold Bull came out in 2005, from the best of my knowledge, and it is an extremely strong. Oh, let me back up a little bit. This came out in 94, okay? And then in 2005, the 8.5% Gold Bull. Very smooth lager, VSL. OML, XL, IML, VSL. Okay. I have had it from the bottle before. 32-ounce bottle, 40-ounce bottle, but never from the can. Not this one. So let's check it out. Thick. I mean, is that a big enough head or what? I had this in the freezer for a good long while, and you want to have this son of a gun in the freezer. It is a gold, bubbly, and I had the mug in the freezer too. Don't you worry about that. Don't see any grit or sediment or anything. Oh wait. Yes, I do. I do pick it up. So faint. There goes the air conditioning. Sorry about that. So faint, but it's there. You could even hear it crackling. Maybe you can't hear over that blower motor now. Smells like malt liquor, right? What's malt liquor? Extra strong beer. That's all it is. Some people will say, that's not a beer, that's a malt liquor, that's not a lager. It's the same thing. Same thing. Sweet, pungent, grain. What's the grain? Barley malt, corn, probably corn syrup, but some form of corn. Okay, the flavor. Okay. You can't say this beer is dull by any stretch of the imagination. It's a full flavored lager beer. As a matter of fact, it probably has some of the best full flavors of any of your extra strong lagers in America. I was disappointed with the Labatt Blue Royale, 6.1%. This is so superior. It's sweet. It has some hop bitterness there to round it out. And I'm thinking IBUs must be around 17. I think that's what they are in your ice house, and it might be 19 or 20. You won't pick it up because they have to have the bitterness so high to balance out that sweetness. Like they say on the Schlitz webpage for this beer, alcohol is its friend. And they say they brew it at such a high, they got such high alcohol in it, it's almost intolerable to yeast. That's what they say on the website. I don't know the whole science of it, but a lot of nice lacing. if you're looking to get into extra strong lager beers, or as they call them, malt liquors, this would be a good series to try to start with, your Schlitz line. The problem is the distribution is so peculiar. You may not find any Schlitz beers in your area, including the regular Schlitz beer, which is only 4.7%, okay? But if you do, you might see this and nothing else. You might see, like around here in my area, the New Orleans metropolitan area, we get the original in a few stores, very few, and these days I think only in the 18-ounce brown bottle. In western Louisiana, out there by Jennings and Crowley and Vinton and heading on to Texas, you'll find the Gold Bull typically in the 16-ounce cans, 6-packs, occasionally the 24-ounce cans. I bought this on my road trip. Okay, I bought this in Sandusky. Wait a minute. I was going to say Sandusky, Ohio, but you know what? I think I bought this on Woodward Avenue in Detroit. I've seen it in Detroit and in Tallahassee, Florida. That's it. That's it. I bought this thing twice. A 24-ounce can on Sutphen Boulevard in Queens, New York City in 2011. And once more at a liquor store on U.S. Highway 40 in Catonsville, Baltimore County, Maryland. And that's the only time I've seen it, aside from the 40-ounce bottle of the XL that I bought last month at a liquor store on Grand River Parkway in Detroit, Michigan. So they're so rare, like when you find one, you never forget where you bought it, right? And I did buy a bunch of malt liquor 24-ounce cans at that liquor store on State Highway Route 2, leaving town, heading west in Sandusky, Ohio, sure. And the guy says, "What you doing? A drinking experiment or a taste test?" That's what he said. I said, "Well, actually, it's sort of like it is what I'm doing." So anyhow, any hootie. Howdy do. I'll tell you what, I'd like to do an examination of this with Tom the Beer Whisperer, but this is it. This can, I may not say it for years. It's a medium mouthfeel. It's got a strong alcohol pickup on it. The finish is pretty crisp and refreshing. I would have to give this is really up there with the best of the best in the malt liquor world. And you might say, yeah, but that's a terrible world. You might say that. I would not say that. I like extra strong lager beers, okay? So I'm not going to say that. But for the malt liquor category, I got to go with, oh man, it's really sweet. And I don't mean sweet like sweetness, I mean sweet like it's a fine, beautiful beer to taste. But it'll rock you, man. You drink this whole can in one sitting, you're gonna have some. I ain't doing it. I'm saving it until later. But it'll loosen you up, loosen your tongue. No, but I'll give it a solid A for the malt liquor category. For beer overall, I think, to be fair, the worst I could say is A-. I mean, it's that well done. I mean, it can go toe-to-toe with any other mass-produced lager beer. Any other. And that is no joke. So, les bon temps roulé. This is a fantastic American-style lager of the malt liquor category. I have to say that. Y'all come on down to New Orleans. Fare thee well, all.